things like that, okay? See, I realize one thing. Am I adding value to my... And here's the thing. The reason for this business model is such, okay? What is company's objective? What is every company's objective year end? What is the bottom line they live on? Profit. Increase their profit. What is Rishi's objective? What is your objective? Every year.
Every year?
Yeah, every year. What is the objective? You work for an objective.
Saving. More saving.
Okay, more savings is a byproduct of something else. What is that? Income,
salary,
raise, salary, whatever. Okay. So you want to increase your income. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, I'm not a, my wife's a finance and accounting person, but this I also understand. This income, is it on a balance sheet? Is it on a profit side or expense side? Expense. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to increase company's expense while they're trying to decrease it. It's a win-lose business model. It's a basic common sense business math. That's why every division you have to, have you ever done appraisals at the end, year end, you have to tell your boss how good you were last year. They give you a 10-sheet questions or 10 questions, they all look the same. What was your strength, what did you accomplish? After a while you see like, man, how many times I can word the same 4 things, 3% raise, Right? Anybody done that appraisals? I do that every year. It's like a most stressful thing. I said, you're not going to give me a raise, but you still want me to fill this out. Yeah. So, bottom line, this is the business model, win-lose. Okay? And here's the thing. These companies are loyal to only one thing today, in today's day and age. It's called clients or their customers. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay, they're loyal to clients. Okay? Now, who are employees loyal to? Companies. Okay? People say, no, I'm not loyal to my company. I said, if your boss tells you 2 hours extra every day without pay for next 6 months, you will say what? You will say no? What will you say, Rishi? Tell her the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Till I get the next job.
Yeah. Tell her the truth. Our wives think, man, this guy is loyal to me. No. Everything is company. Okay, that's the problem in this equation. Nobody is loyal to the employee. That's the problem. Bottom of the food chain, you get eaten out every time. Okay? So, my intention is, here's the thing, okay? See, all these things are good. You may say, man, I already know this part. This is what I think, okay? I consider this. It's a great start. It's a great start. It's like, let me put my bottom line here also, so you don't get bored on me, okay? Here's the thing. I call this a rental property. I call this a rental property. Rental property. Okay, it's a rental property. Okay? What I mean by that is, no matter how long you work at the place you work, can you ever own it?
No.
No. And the day you stop putting the time, income goes away. You pay rent in time, basically. You trade time. You pay rent in time. Think about that. Okay? Now, let's say somebody is graduating fresh out of college. Okay? You've been here 16 years. So let's somebody graduates fresh out of college. Would you tell them to buy a house right away? Would be not good advice. What would be the good advice first? What would be a good? How would you tell them? Secure a job, rent an apartment, then eventually do what? Eventually stay in the rental apartment forever? Build a house eventually. Build a house. Yeah. Okay? So if that is so true for the place where you live, why is it not so true for the way you create your income? Same thing. Hey, do a good job, pay the rent and all that. See, here also you're going to pay the rent. Okay? You're going to pay rent in time. Okay? You build up, what I'm going to talk about, the business opportunity, you pay rent in time, you pay mortgage in time. Which means, what happens in a mortgage? The way it works out a mortgage is first 1 year when you pay a mortgage, majority of it goes to interest. Majority of 90% of that. Okay? So that's same thing. Same thing. If you can understand that part, it'll be okay. Okay, that was my thing. I realized my friends graduated, I did my PhD from Atlanta, I have friends who graduated from Stanford, from MIT, and I saw in 08 the Stanford guy getting laid off and moving his whole family. And I don't want to be, and here's the thing, when you're young, it's like I said, new BMW. When you're a new BMW, you go through a bump, it's like you don't even feel it. You don't even feel it, like boom, gone. Nobody knows in your family. Okay? You can find a job anywhere. But when you're in an old car, man, every bump, the whole family feels it. And I don't want to be 50 and figuring this out. I was pretty smart. I said, man, if I'm not going to do something in my younger years, chances are I'm going to become slower and more inertia along the way. And that's my basic advice, okay? Now, there are 4 ways a guy, Robert Kiyosaki, makes a thing, okay? He calls it employee, self-employed, investors, business owners, okay? That's what he says, the 4 quadrants. Everybody's kind of, there's an author, This is called active income. Active, you trade time for money. And this is a good start, but your goal is to be here. Either be an investor or a business owner, a business system. Eventually you want to be this. Eventually in life. And that's why you say savings. Is what you're saying is, man, I can live off of that thing. Although you don't want to be in savings, because there's no interest in savings these days.
Yes.
But you want to be some kind of something that supports your family. Is that a good way to think about finances, right? Eventually. Okay, when you're old, when you want to be, and that's something I look at. Okay, that's what my goal is. I say, man, I can be here, but I'm going to build a house. So opportunity I'm going to talk to you about very quickly now. If you agree with this, phase 1, 12 to 18 months. Okay, you're going to have to put some effort. You're going to put some work. And you got to put some mortgage in terms of time. You work with the business team, you learn some basic skills, okay? About 10 to 15 hours per week. Per week. Every week, you got to do that. You need an income stream of 50K plus per year. 50K plus per year. Okay? Phase 2. You keep working the same, you start with a leadership role, mentor, coach people. In 2 to 5 years, similar time commitment, you get an income stream of 150K to 250K plus per year. Me and my wife have finished this, part of that, and we're moving towards this. So I'm not going to talk to you about from theory, I'm going to talk to you straight from experience and what we have accomplished, okay? And how it has, what are the facts and everything. Now, here's my question for you. There are 2 things about this, okay? Is 50K a good income for you? Ritu? She's saying no. No. What about Ritu? Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
Pretty decent. How many people do you know, Rishi, who will get a raise of 50K? If they make X, whatever your X is.
Okay, this is supplementary is good.
50K. No, who will get a raise of 50K? 50K raise. How many people do you know in next 2 years? Nobody. Answer is nobody. Right? And here's the thing, the next part about this income, that's what I got excited about. It's an asset-based income. It's an ongoing income. I'm going to talk about this part in the end, so listen carefully. Ongoing. It's an asset income, which means asset means it increases in value and it generates income. Not like gold, which increases in value but doesn't generate income. Okay, so it's ongoing income. Which means, okay, what is better? Let me ask you this. 4-bedroom apartment that you rent with all the luxuries, pool, jacuzzi, spa, everything you rent, okay? Or 1-bedroom bare minimum house that you own cash paid. Which one is better? Great, what about you? 4-bedroom penthouse suite, okay, which one is better?
Yeah, plus the house.
What was the house? 1-bedroom bare minimum? Does that make sense? So see, the reason I say that is, understand this, even though my job income may be higher than 50K, that I don't control. You don't control that. But this 50K I absolutely control, it depends on me. It's me, it's mine. It's that 1-bedroom house. Some people say, man, I already make a couple of $100,000. I said, can you say that next year? So let's change the equation. Because 50 grand of asset income, just do a quick math, at a 5% rate of return to make 50K, you need about $1 million in the bank. Just quick math. Say if you are a smart genius, 10%, you at least need $500,000. Still a lot of asset. And that's what you've created by that 50K. So you gotta not just compare dollar to dollar. It's not how much income you make, it's how you make the income. It's not the 4-bedroom versus 1-bedroom comparison. It's the rent versus ownership comparison. And that's what you have to understand. That's what I had to understand. I have no business background. It took me some time to even sink in this part. It was very obvious to me, but still sometimes it takes a long time to figure this out. Okay? So let's talk about how we're going to build that house, okay? Or how we're going to create the income part. And this is something that was my wife, for me and my wife. I was pretty strong. I did not know that I'll be able to work this thing. I had full faith in the team and the business system that they had put together. And today, if you had met me 3-4 years ago, how many people know about PhD guys? PhD. If you know any PhDs. You know any PhDs? People who do PhDs? Are they pretty personable people? No. They have no personalities. And that was me. I would talk to you like that, man. Jokes, forget that. You're looking at me serious, I'll get nervous, right? I don't want to talk to these guys. It's too much of a headache. So, but the system is so powerful. And that's what I got. The business team the kind of people you're going to work with. That's what me and my wife got excited about. Okay? So let's talk about now what part, okay? And I want you to, throughout the thing, think about your why. Your why. It's your why. Think about why you do what you do. Why you go to work. What are you looking to accomplish? You know, just because it's like this, just because my, today it's not raining and I have a leak in my roof, doesn't mean you give me permission not to fix it. Okay? So just think about why you do what you do. Okay? And then maybe in the end we'll talk about a little bit. Okay? So let's talk about what? First, number one, okay? 3 times economy crashes, okay? People do job changes. I saw one company grew even in 08. What company grew in 08 in revenue? You know? It's the biggest company in the world. Apple, okay? It's not biggest, but it's big. Okay? Biggest company in the world. Don't always have to think technical, What's that? Microsoft, okay. That's, I think it's smaller than Apple or something, I don't know what right now. But which is the biggest company in the world? Any other guesses? Chevron? No, oil took a dip. It's Walmart. Walmart. Everybody been to Walmart? Been to Walmart? No. Nobody likes to shop there. Nobody likes to work there. But it's still the biggest company. Okay. Okay, Walmart. Why is that? Okay. It's based on consumption. Consumption. Basic consumption. When was the last time every month you bought an iPad? No, right? Okay. When was the last time every month you brought, something, bread or whatever, stuff like that? Right? You gotta do that, right? Consumption. Okay? Now, why? Because population always increases. That was the first thing, okay? Basic consumption. Let's do number 2. Okay? It's called e-commerce. Okay, now why is it biggest, by the way? It's called supply chain. Okay? I just took an example of Walmart because they have mastered this supply chain concept. I have nothing to do with Walmart. I'm not endorsing it, okay? So if you don't like it, it's okay. Okay, here's the thing. Supply chain says if I buy this pen for $1, how much was it made in China for? 10 cents, right? Okay. Yeah, you're right. Less than 10 cents. So what happened to the 90 cents? 90 cents is in supply chain. 90% of every dollar goes in supply chain. And that's where Walmart is. Do they make anything? No. But they distribute everything. We sell everything for less. Because we buy it for much cheaper than that. Okay? Right? Okay, 90 cents of every dollar. Okay? Now, that, if you think about it, it's trillions of dollars. The world's everything. You buy an iPad, they have a thing on Apple these days because they have people in China or some Asian countries, sweatshops, kind of people are working extra hard in Apple. Okay, and Apple is not paying them well. It's the same thing. They make their iPad for $600, but their tablet is actually $10, $20. All those things. But so 90% of world's dollars is here, trillions of dollars, supply chain. That's why you'll see a lot of companies participate. It's called MAD cost, marketing, advertising, distribution cost, or supply chain, whatever. Now, what did Walmart do? Same thing. Now, one more thing that's happening right now is not, it's been, everybody knows about it, but it's going to really boom now. I'll tell you why. Okay? It's called e-commerce. When I say e-commerce, what comes to your mind? What company comes to your mind? E-commerce, buying online. Amazon? Anything else? eBay, okay. Amazon and eBay. Now, what was Amazon distributing 10 years ago? Only books. What do they do now? I'm sorry? Everything. They do everything right now. Everything. You can buy a shirt, you can buy a screwdriver or a part of something that you lost. Everything, you just cite a model number, you'll find it. For my pool, I bought a pump on the Amazon. I mean, you can buy a pump online and they'll ship it to you. It's pretty neat, okay? So, Amazon and eBay, what does eBay makes? Nothing. What do they distribute? Everything. Same with Amazon. All they're doing is the same thing what Walmart was trying to do. As a matter of fact, when I came to this country, there was no Walmart.com. If you can go that far back, you'll think about it. But today, they're pretty heavy on Walmart.com. Go on Walmart.com. Okay, they want you to. Now, that's what I realized this part. Okay, so now let's cover this. Okay, this is Walmart, Amazon, and this.